So one thing that you can do within your CRM to drive better results that most people are not currently doing is in tracking and increasing your daily activity. So for us, it's important that our team reaches a certain level of activity, whether that be phone calls, sending videos, sending text messages, emails. So we track that daily to ensure that not only are they doing the correct activity at the right timing, but they're doing enough to ensure that we're building that pipeline and making sure that we're healthy and have a lot of names to go through and reach out to. So the first thing that we do in Drive Centric, we're gonna pop over to our standard and advanced reports. We're gonna go into our daily activity, and then I'm gonna click on user, and this is gonna give us a live look into what each person is currently done for the day, from opportunities to appointments to their entire aspect of activity. So if they're calls that they've contacted, texts, videos sent, all the activities needed to drive a result. So what I do is I make sure, we have done enough activity. So we have a standard of 100 phone calls per day for our frontline sales, and then at least 30 phone calls from our salespeople per day. So I'm ensuring that everyone's on pace to hit those numbers, and then I will deep dive into specifically what that activity has produced, whether it's appointments, sold vehicles, deposits, the whole 9 yards. To ensure that we're driving quality, we're gonna focus on the results from that activity. So we're gonna focus on the amount of contacts, so their contact ratio, the percentage to calls made to amount of people that they talk to. That's gonna be a distinguishing factor in determining how well they're making those phone calls. And it could be a breakdown of it could be timing. So are they making all their phone calls at 9 a.m. as opposed to spreading those out and having some throughout the day, whether that be lunchtime, 12, 1 o'clock, whether that be evening, 5, 5:36, spreading those calls out to have a better reach and a better result. So going through and seeing their contact, I want to see how many appointments they made, how they were scheduled, when they were confirmed, the show ratios for those. And then ultimately I want to see how much activity it takes to produce the result. So how many phone calls, how many videos, how many text messages, and how many emails to convert into one deal. Because if I can track that down and say, okay, for Diana, it takes 40 phone calls, 40 videos, 30 emails, and 20 text messages on average to produce one sold vehicle, then I want to base her activity every day on reaching the goal of how many cars she wants to sell daily, weekly, monthly. Let's say, for example, we'll go into daily activity. I will drill down and change the date to last month, just to have a full data set there. And then I will go in here. So Diana, she made 870 phone calls. On that 870 phone calls, she contacted 173. So 173 divided by 870. So she's operating at rounded up a 20% contact rate, which is really good. We want to get that up, but there's ways that we could deep dive into that and see how can we improve that number. You know, are we calling, you know, at the same time every day? Are we calling, you know, multiple times in the day? Are we doing double dials immediately when the lead is received? So there's several ways that you can dive into that. And then so last month she sold 17 vehicles. So I would divide her 173 contacts divided by the 17, and that's how many contacts she needs to sell a vehicle. And I would do that for each activity. Phone calls, text messages, video sent, email sent, task completed, and then use that to gauge as her number for what it takes to get one deal. Initially, we want to send the opt-in text message just to get that out to the customer, but then we want to make the immediate phone call. So the immediate phone call to the customer, try to get them on the phone. Our goal is to get engaged with them within the first 5 minutes, at least respond to them in the first 5 minutes, because we have a higher chance of getting them on the phone and engaged with us and looking at our inventory, talking to us and working with us. But then lastly, we want to put that name to a face. So then we're going to send a video. So we'll send a text message, phone call, and then follow up with a video. Personalized video introducing yourself, introducing the dealership, and what they're trying to accomplish, whether that be interest in a specific vehicle, interest on financing information, any kind of details that they could be looking for is what we would send in that video to accompany the introduction. In my experience, most dealers are doing it because they don't have the tools to make it easy. It's not simple. Usually their CRM doesn't have the capability to send video, so they have to use a whole nother tool to be able to process that, and those tools don't connect, so it doesn't make it easy. With DriveCentric, everything is in the system, so you can make the phone call, send the text message, send the video, send the email, all within one screen from the same source, so it makes it easy. And as we all know, if it's easy to use, they'll use it. It's simple, they'll use it.